Welcome to the Peeew, a special suicide episode.
Yes, and we're laughing. Suicide. We were just mocking 13 Reasons Why, that Netflix show that has tongues wagging nationwide. It's gotten to... I work at a newspaper in the daytime, as many of you know, and the superintendents of some of the school districts in the area that my newspaper covers have been sending notes home to parents, warning them that 13 Reasons Why is a terrible depiction of suicide.
I would think that they would send the notes home telling parents to make their children watch this show, because this is what bullying does. This is the result of bullying,
Well, that's what's interesting about the show, is that to me, the show is about like the toxic effect of bullying.
But explain what the show is.
All right, so for those of you who haven't seen 13 Reasons Why or heard of it, it's a show about this teenage girl in high school who decides to kill herself, and she does kill herself, and she leaves behind these 13 cassette tapes for people that she blames for her killing herself. So there's like one cassette for each person, and or it's like one side.
I think this show should be therefore called Guilt Trip.
Well, but it's not a guilt trip. I don't think she's trying to guilt people. She's just telling.
Then why did she leave the tape? If she wasn't trying to guilt trip, she would just kill herself and not leave the tapes. The tapes are definitely to try and guilt trip.
Well, maybe she wanted to guilt. Well, actually, you might be right. Maybe she wanted to guilt trip them because they made her feel horrible.
Yeah.
So she wants to make them feel horrible.
Yes.
And the thing is that maybe some of them don't feel so horrible that she died.
Well, probably not. I mean, they're probably a bunch of sociopaths.
Well, you know best about sociopaths.
I lived with them for many years.
You're an expert.
I surround myself with them.
An expert.
Surrounding myself. So
anyway.
Right like that.
So I remembered that when I lived with Michael in the early 90s and on 30th Street, I was reminding Michael that he used to threaten suicide all the time.
Yeah.
For like the stupidest things.
Well, you say tomato, I say tomato. I mean, what's the stupid thing to you?
Well, I mean that you wanted to kill yourself because some cute guy that you called didn't call you back.
Yeah.
Like, and you wanted to kill yourself. And you were ready to do it.
So what's the stupid reason?
That you're some dumb guy that you met and didn't even know.
First of all,
2 nights
that
beforehand.
that kind of a qualifier that to say that he's a dumb. You didn't know that. I mean, just the fact that he couldn't.
Some smart
string
guy,
a sentence together.
Well, he couldn't string. That's true. He might not have been dumb because he couldn't string the sentence together. He might just have been really high. He might have been really smart, but just fucked up at that particular time.
Maybe he was an idiot savant.
Yes, well, there were a few of those too. So that smart guy that didn't call you back, 2 nights after you met him for the first time, you were like walking around the apartment wanting to kill yourself, despondent.
And then later on, when he did call me back and said that it was because he lost my number, and then I was like, oh, I didn't want to talk to him anymore.
Exactly, because you had moved on to the next guy.
But it's kind of the same now, because I mean, I've been wanting to kill myself all for the past 3 months because I haven't been able to afford Botox and Juvederm, and this one's been going without me, and every time
I haven't been going.
Like, oh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go, and then I can't go, and then I say I'm just gonna kill myself.
I think that's a very superficial reason for killing yourself. I mean, we're talking.
Well, it's probably the most superficial reason. It's a John Waters reason for wanting to kill yourself.
Yeah,
I think there's a John Waters movie right there.
It's like a lame reason to want to kill yourself.
Maybe.
Well, anyway, that's the reason.
What are her reasons?
Well, that's the reason we were laughing. Well, one of the reasons in the show is that one of the guys raped her.
Oh.
So she sends him like a cassette saying, you raped me, and I decided to kill myself because of it.
And whereas we would be wanting to kill ourselves because he didn't rape us.
The show is. I mean,
this is all entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. We don't really believe this.
You can't watch. I mean, I can't watch the show without laughing. I mean, I know
that ridiculous.
I mean, to me, it's ridiculous. I mean, the teenagers who are watching it are really upset. My sister-in-law's daughter, who was 13, watched it, and she was extremely upset by it because.
Really?
I mean, the scene at the end where the girl slits her wrist is very realistic, and it's scary and gross.
Now, at the end, what do you mean at the end?
Well, at the end, the girl kills herself.
She gives them the tapes before she kills herself?
Well, what the show goes back and forth in time between her being alive and her being dead, and her being like a ghost, like walking around, talking about like the people that did horrible things to her.
I know. I read about this a long time ago.
Well, I mean, the book came out.
Yeah, it was a book.
In 2007 or 2008.
Yes, I remember now.
It was a big, popular young adult book.
Yep.
And I mean, to me, so anyway, like the show is kind of ridiculous. So I was mocking it, and I told Michael that we should come up with our own version of it called 13
We don't have to come up with our own version. We lived our version. So we already have 13 lame reasons for wanting to kill ourselves.
No Botox. No money for Botox.
Ernie wanted to kill himself at my birthday party because he didn't get any cocaine. I'm gonna kill myself.
Michael wanted to kill himself because that drunk boy that he met 2 nights ago didn't call him back after 2 days.
That was years ago, not 2 days ago.
Right. 2 days beforehand, years ago.
2 days beforehand, years ago. Yeah. Ernie wanted to kill himself because he. I can't do it.
Well, I wanted to kill myself in 1989 because I went to a party at the Palladium and I got a drink ticket from James St. James, and then when I went and asked him if I could have another one, he said no.
Well, Tinkerbell actually did kill herself because she didn't get into Palladium. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember.
She went to the opening of Palladium. She was like a club personality, and she went to Palladium on the opening night, and Howie, the doorman, didn't let her in right away, and she said, "Well, Howie, am I good enough?" And he said, "I don't know, Tinkerbell, are you good enough?" And she went right home and went to the top of her building and jumped off because she felt that
and that Tinkerbell didn't fly.
No, she did not, and she splatted, and it was a sobering message. People for hours were sobered up, and until the next night,
until they got drunk again,
and decided that they too would kill themselves if they didn't get to the Palladium. But yeah, so people actually do kill themselves over things that seem trivial to some, but on the other hand, that was her life, and to not getting into Palladium meant that a certain part of her life was over, and she didn't measure up anymore, and she wasn't part of the in crowd anymore.
Well, I didn't get into the opening night of Palladium.
I was afraid to go.
Well, I did go, but the thing is that I didn't not get in because Howie wouldn't let me in. What happened
Couldn't
is
get
that
to the door.
You could, well, not only that, but like what happened is that there was such a mob scene in front of the Palladium at a certain hour, like by the time I got there, that they had those metal gates that they started lowering them.
Yeah.
So it didn't, like, basically they were sealing the gates, and nobody could get in after that.
For many times I went to Palladium and I couldn't even get to the door because there were so many people around the club. I couldn't get anywhere near the door to get in.
Right, you couldn't get near it. And that first night that the Palladium opened, that happened to me. I was all dressed up. I was trying to get it, and then plus I had this elaborate outfit, so it's not like I wanted to plow through a crowd and mess up my outfit, because I think it was like chiffon this or that or the other. And
I was actually on the guest list, just me though, because I wanted a +1, and I was dating someone at the time. Remember George?
Vaguely,
well,
yeah. George Lopez?
George, yes, George Lopez. And, no, Veras, Jorge Veras, yeah. And I was not on +1, it was just me. And I was afraid to go because I didn't think I could get a +1. So I didn't even bother going.
Yeah, I don't even remember if I was on the guest list. I think I was just going to, get myself comped in, which usually happens anyway. So just not that night. It was just too crazy.
Yeah. Well, and we are crazy to have gone so long without a commercial break. So we're going to do that right now.
And we promise not to kill ourselves.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Welcome back to the Peew,
The Peew.
and we are both
Bitches
still
want
alive.
to know.
We are both still alive,
Yeah.
and bitches want to know why we are still alive. And Kirby Q wants to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how Outrage was the night of my birthday party. Well, I would be biased, I think, because it's my party, and I don't think I could give you an unbiased answer. So we're gonna let Ernie answer that, because he's an unbiased.
I would say that. Well, first of all, I have to qualify this answer. Yeah.
Oh,
I've got to qualify it.
go ahead, qualify away.
It's a Monday night party, and I thought it was good in the sense that there were a lot of people there. I got there like at 11:45, and the club was full, which was good. That's not always the case when I've gone there at 11:45, and
Early 11:45.
and there were lots of good people inside, and I would say that it was for Outrage, it was like easily.
Oh, quick, qualify and give me a goddamn number.
It was a 9 or an 8 for Outrage.
What does that mean?
Well,
Outrage.
Well, because I can only compare.
Oh, you're comparing it to.
I can only compare it to other Outrage parties that I've been to.
Well.
Like I can't compare it to every Monday night party because I almost never go out on Monday nights.
Yeah, Monday night's a tough one. I don't even know. I don't know. I think I think I'm a masochist.
Are you?
I think I must be because I don't know why I have to do Monday. I don't know. Because I like the challenge of also because it's Mondays could be the coolest night out ever because it's the night that most people go out. So it's if it works, it's the coolest night ever.
But
it's
you know,
hard to make it work.
even when we were going out all the time, like in the early '90s and '80s, like we didn't go out on Monday nights.
Well, but Carmelitas was a big thing. Remember at Vige?
Yeah, so like, and I mean, Café con Leche was on Monday, wasn't
No,
it?
that was a Sunday.
Oh, was that Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
What was Monday night?
The only thing I remember ever working on a Monday night was Carmelitas at Vige and in Belinda.
Well, we never went out on Monday nights.
No, because we went out every other night. I mean,
Yeah,
we needed one night off.
We were tired. I mean, and like, yeah, I mean, we didn't have the energy. I mean, even back then when we were
I'm
full
surprised.
of energy.
Yeah, I'm surprised people go out on Mondays. It's hard even for me to go out, and it's the only night I go out really is Monday.
Well, one of the ways that I can say that Michael's party was really good is that I'm really sick right now, and my illness is directly attributable to one, Michael's party, which was last Monday, last week, and then on Thursday I went out again. So like the combination of going out 2 weeknights and then having to work a full day the next day, both nights, caused this delay reaction illness that I'm now suffering.
Well, I will take that as a great compliment. I've made Ernie sick.
Yes. Yet again. See you next time.